It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, final location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks. We're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You see my kid?
Yeah,
Come
IndianaSRN is on the air. Live from West 21st Street in Indianapolis, it's Indiana High School boys basketball action as the Covenant Christian Warriors welcome the Mount Vernon Marauders. Tonight's game is sponsored by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and community since 1955. For producer Chuck Levine, cameraman Joel Myers, and my partner John Lester, this is Clark Chafin. We'd like to welcome you to Covenant Christian High School. John, after some food, shopping, got out some Christmas tree lights today and did a little light decorating. It's time for some hoops, and we got a good game tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Mount Vernon and Covenant Christian. Mount Vernon coming off a very successful season last year. Lost a little bit on offense from last year. Same thing with Covenant Christian, but I'm looking forward to this ball game here tonight.
It should be a good one. Let's take a look at the teams. Let's start first with the home squad, the Covenant Christian Warriors. They're coached by Coach Scott Flatt. Coach Flatt is in his 18th year. He has a career record of 201 and 191. Last year, the Warriors were 12-13, and they lost in the sectional semifinals by 2 points to a good university squad. Big shoes to fill, though. They got to replace Brock Buckley, Mr. Everything for Covenant Christian, averaged 18.4 points per game. But as you said, John, they're off to a 1-0 start. They've got to be happy, as last Tuesday they had a 12-point victory over Speedway, winning 67-55 over the Sparkplugs. John, what can Coach Flatt take away from this game as they move on to the Marauders?
Well, I think he liked what he saw out of that game. He got balanced scoring in that game, found worthy replacements, I think, for Buckley and Flowers, all the big scores from last year. I think he liked that balance he got last year and see if they can keep that going here tonight.
first 4 games for the Covenant on the road, so you got a little home cooking, got to take advantage of that. Meanwhile, for the Mount Vernon Marauders, Coach Ben Rhodes is in his 5th year. His career record is a 61-35. Last year, the Marauders were really good in a tough out. They were 22-3, lost to Ben Davis in the regional semifinals, and they replaced 5 seniors from last year. Of those 5 seniors, John, that's 57 points per game, including the Gerard brothers. Last Thursday, they kicked off their season playing Lawrence Central at home. Lawrence Central won that game 65-55. Tell us a bit more, John, about this year's version of the Mount Vernon Marauders.
Well, Mount Vernon, like you said, they lost a lot of scoring from last year, so similar to Covenant Christian, they're going to have to find that balance. Who's going to replace, especially those Gerard brothers? 55 points. I think Coach Rhodes kind of liked what he saw offensively. The defense let him down a little bit in that first game, but still a very good team. Still, like you said, 22-3. This is still going to be a very good basketball team here at Mount Vernon.
They play a lot of young players, and so Coach Rhodes is going to continue to look for that right recipe to earn those wins. Mount Vernon leads the series with Covenant Christian 4-0, but the last meeting was December 1st of 2017. Mount Vernon won that by a score of 78-48. But different teams, different time, and we're excited to bring it back to you. When we come back, we'll meet some of the key players and listen to John's keys to the game. You're watching IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. Covenant Christian Warriors host the Mount Vernon Marauders. Covenant Christian looking to go 2-0 on the young season after a victory over the Speedway Sparkplug 67-55. Mount Vernon looking to even their record after a last Tuesday night loss to Lawrence Central 65-55. Let's look at some of the players, John, as we head into tonight's matchup. If we look at Covenant Christian, they're returning 3 starters from last year, so that does provide you some senior leadership. You have number 2, Tony Flatt, who's a 6-foot senior. Number 22, Andrew Crane, who's a senior, does a lot of the dirty work. Coach also mentioned number 11, Wyatt Wash, who's a 6'6 senior. And you have number 13, Isaac Niemeyer, a 5'11 senior. So, John, how can these 4 seniors help impact the game for the Warriors?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very important for these 4 seniors to step up, kind of guide along the rest of the team, the rest of the underclassmen on this team. I expect to see Flatt try to take a bulk of the play away here, trying to step everybody up. But Covenant Christian, yeah, it's great to have those 4 seniors for leadership for you.
And although those guys have experience, there are new roles to fill, as you just said there, right, John? I mean, you're talking, you lost Buckley at averaging over 18 points a game, so new roles to fill for those Warrior seniors. Meanwhile, if we look at Mount Vernon, as we said earlier, a much younger team and a different team than last year, but you're going to have number 24, Eli Bridenthal. He's a 6'3 senior. Bridenthal last year averaged 6.7 points per game, just under 4 rebounds, but an impressively shot 40% from behind the three-point line. Number 22, Tanner Teschendorf, is a 6'2 sophomore, and they'll start a freshman backcourt. John, number 11, Julian Smith, who's a 6-foot freshman, and number 12, Luke Ertl, who's a 6'1 freshman.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that Eli Bridenthal, the senior in the starting lineup there for Mount Vernon. Quite the athlete. He's committed to Xavier to play baseball, so I think he's going to try and be the leader of this Mount Vernon team, the much younger team, as you mentioned.
Well, we talked off here at a school the size of Mount Vernon to have a couple of freshman backcourt these kids must be pretty impressive to watch as they get ready to take on their second game of varsity. It's a lot different than middle school basketball. You're going against guys and players that are much more physical, and the game's quicker, so it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt to that style.
Yeah, absolutely, and one of the keys I'm looking forward to in this matchup here with Covenant. I'm anxious to see if Mount Vernon makes a lot of substitutions, try and get that offense that fits to try and replace all that scoring from last year. So I'm anxious to see if Coach Rhodes goes with a lot of rotations here tonight as well.
Interesting keys to the game. We want to tell you that this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. For the private use of our audience, the use of pictures, videos, and audio without express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. As the teams are taking their final warm-up shots, Mount Vernon is going to be in the all black, the gold trim and the white stripe down the lines on the legs of the shorts. And you have Covenant Christian in the home whites with the green stripes around the shorts. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and get you all set for IHSAA basketball. Covenant Christian versus Mount Vernon, only here on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. The Covenant Christian Warriors and the Mount Vernon Marauders get ready for action as the starting lineups are introduced. Let's take a look at those starters. First for Mount Vernon in the black uniforms. They'll start this way. At guard, number 11, Julian Smith. Smith is a 6-foot freshman. The other guard will be another freshman, number 12, Luke Ertl. Ertl standing at 6'1". The forward, number 22, Tanner Teschendorf. Teschendorf is a 6'2 sophomore. Number 24, Eli Breitenthal. Breitenthal is a 6'3 senior. And the man in the middle, number 32, Adam Hackett. Hackett is a 6'6 senior. For Covenant Christian, wearing the home whites, they'll go this way. They'll start with number 22, Andrew Crane. Crane is a senior. Number 14, Jamison Laughlin. Laughlin's a 5'10 junior. Number 11, Wyatt Wash. Wash is a 6'6 senior. Number 13, Isaac Niemeyer, a 5'11 senior. And they'll round out the starting lineup with number 2, Tony Flatt. Tony Flatt is a 6-foot senior. John, we're set and ready to go here for this game. What's going to be a key as tip-off here for both teams to get off to a good start?
Well, I mentioned I look for Mount Vernon to possibly make a lot of substitutions, and being with this 4A, 2A, they are a little bit deeper of a team than Covenant Christian, so I'm anxious to see if Covenant Christian maybe tries to change the defense up a little bit, keep Mount Vernon honest, and I think this is going to be a very good game here tonight.
Excited to see how the freshman backcourt of Mount Vernon handle the defensive schemes and planning of Coach Flatt and what else he can throw at him to try to confuse that young backcourt as we get ready to jump it up. Hackett controls the tip, and they're going to say it'll be controlled by Mount Vernon. And here we go. Ertl set the inbound to Julian Smith. As Covenant sits up in a man-to-man defense. High ball screen to Hackett. Drives in the corner. 3 on the way is in and out. No. Flatt with the rebound. There's Teschendorf had a nice look there from the corner. As Flatt brings it across the timeline, being pressured by Smith, cut off nicely by the help defense. Long 3 by the lefty is good. Andrew Crane gets the Warriors off to a good start.
Great look for Crane there on the three-point basket, and Covenant taking the early lead.
John, we had a game earlier this week, and there's nothing like a nice left-handed jump shooter. Mount Vernon with the ball. They reset to Smith. He drives down the right side. And they switch in deep man-to-man defense. Here's Ertl for 3. In and out, no. Big-time rebound. Up and in is good. Adam Hackett.
Nice putback there for Hackett off the offensive rebound.
Quickly down the way are the Warriors. Crane thought about another one. Instead decides to reset. Down low to Flatt. Posting up around the lane and in for 2. Tony Flatt. What a luxury to have your point guard be able to post up, John, down there on the block.
Absolutely, yeah. Flatt can do a three-point and park inside there for Covenant.
Ertl drives, kicks it in the corner to Hackett. He's cut off. Ertl with a nice crossover hesitation. Outside to Brightenthal for 3. 0 for 3 behind the line are the Marauders. As it was cleared out of there by Isaac Niemeyer, and here comes Covenant Christian. Flatt with the ball. Your Coach Flatt yelling patience. Run their offensive set. As they work it around the perimeter. Laughlin. The hand off the Wash. He reversed the ball to Flatt. Flatt looks inside, now drives. Cut off nicely by Smith and Hackett.
Crane. Christian comfortable being very, very patient here on the offensive end.
Shortens that game up a little bit too. Inside to Crane. Jump stop out to Flatt. He'll shoot a 3. It's off, no. And rebound taken away by Teschendorf.
They got a good look at it there. Nice and offensive possession, just unable to finish.
Smith on the perimeter in the right wing. Flatt with him every step of the way. There's Brightenthal, left hand down the line in lane, and he's going to draw the foul.
Great move there, drawing the foul and going to the line for the first time tonight.
I apologize, that's Luke Ertl. Ertl had the ball there going down the lane. 6'1 freshman. Nice drive. That left hand's going to throw a lot of people off. And he's got another one of those smooth left-handed jump shots. Ertl crawls that first one over the rim for his first point of the game. Second one is up and good as well, and it cut the lead now to 5-4.
Slight press here shown by Mount Vernon.
A little token pressure. Crane Gets it back, guarded by Bridenthal. Back to Flat, directs some traffic. Over the top to Laughlin. They reverse it around the perimeter. Inside to Crane. Tries to move, gets doubled. Nice ball movement. Flat shot fake inside to Crane. 4-2.
Oh, great look there by Flat. Saw he didn't have the shot and found his man Crane for an easy 2 points.
Just a lot of unselfish basketball in that series there, John. Absolutely good play there by Flat to create for his teammate as here comes the Marauders. Smith, little step back three short and taken out of there by, looks like Wash, and here comes Covenant Christian. Crane had a cutting Wash, couldn't convert, and Mount Vernon on the transition. Bridenthal drives down the lane, and they'll call a charging foul on Eli Bridenthal.
Yeah, they got a little too aggressive there underneath, threw out that elbow and got the charge.
Halfway through the first quarter, Covenant leads 7-4. Mount Vernon picking up now full court man-to-man. Tony Flat. Here comes a run and jump trap. Covenant's able to dissect that rather nicely and reset their offense.
Looks like Mount Vernon switched up the defense a little bit.
Inside to Crane. Kicks it out to Flat. Flat thought about the three. Wash cuts to the high post. Over to Crane. Nehemiah drives. I'm sorry, that was Laughlin. Flat will reset. No shot clock here in Indiana high school basketball. Coach likes that. Crane will shoot a three, and he's short. Cleared out of there by Teschendorf. And Ertl picks up the pace. Nice hesitation dribble off the back, no. Good look by Ertl. He just knocked down 2 free throws. Flat jump stop from 15 feet, no good. And Hackett clears the board.
Pace has picked up here a little bit, Clark.
Certainly has, and only 1 field goal so far by the Marauders. Ertl drives over to Smith, thought about a three. He's going to drive in the middle, pull up, nice. Gets up high on that jump shot. Can't get it to fall, nor to the follow-up. Flat hurries it down the court. Three on the way by Laughlin is no good. Bridenthal with a nice behind-the-back dribble. 3-on-1, and it's going the other way. Wash loses control. And a loose ball, what are they going to call it? A jump ball. I think it'll stay here with Covenant Christian.
Well, you like seeing the aggressiveness on both teams here, Clark. Hustling after those loose balls.
Both teams playing really, really hard, just maybe getting a little out of control there and couldn't finish.
Yeah, I think Covenant Christian looked very, very comfortable there with on the real patient on offense. I think they're going to try and slow it down a little bit here again.
2:16 left. Mount Vernon with only 1 field goal. That was by Adam Hackett. Luke Ertl with 2 free throws. Meanwhile, for Covenant, Andrew Crane leading the way for the Warriors. He has 5 of their 7 as they go inbounds. They look to get it inside to Crane. Cut off by the defense. Here's Flat on the right wing. Tries to get by Smith. And he's able to get his shoulders by him, and Tony Flat gets his 2nd field goal. And the lead's up now to 5.
Yeah, nicely done there by Flat. Line the lane and getting himself his 2nd field goal.
Ertl to Bridenthal. Bridenthal working that high post area. Couldn't get it to fall. Crane clears for the rebound, and here comes Flat for Covenant Christian.
Yeah, possession. I think you'd like to see Mount Vernon kick that out, get a little bit of a better shot than that.
Niemeyer for 3. Isaac Niemeyer. And now it's up to 8.
Coach Flat has to be pleased with this start.
Luke Ertl answers right away with a drive and mid-range game. That's one thing that I've noticed about both these freshmen from Mount Vernon. The mid-range game is an in-and-out 3 by Wash. As you said, John, the pace has quickened up. Smith with the spin move inside.
Nice move there by Smith.
Julian Smith, his first basket, and that 8-point lead is cut to 4.
Now with under a minute, let's see if Covenant tries to slow this pace down once again.
Back cut.
Yeah. Bad pass there.
I think the right idea. It looked like Laughlin had the cut. The throw was just a little behind, and good pressure defense also by Mount Vernon to force that turnover.
Yeah, I think we have finally a substitution in this game.
Substitutions checking in as Mount Vernon's going to inbound the ball. Brady Fitzgerald is in for Mount Vernon. He's the one who inbounded the ball. Here comes Julian Smith, 12-8, 40 seconds left. Smith to Ertl. Drives, and they're going to call him for steps.
Yeah. Picked up that pivot foot, got a little bit too ahead of himself there.
Well, if he could have just come to a controlled jump stop, it looked like he had options, didn't it?
Yeah, sure did. Yeah.
Crane inbounds the ball under pressure, and they're going to call a foul here, looks like on Ertl. I can hear Coach Rhodes telling his squad to switch the screens. Make it difficult for Covenant to get ball inbounds.
Mount Vernon with a little bit of press again.
Crane to Flat. Flat will race it up the court. And they'll call a reach-in foul. Suddenly the fouls have also picked up here, John, as that's going to be on Brady Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that's 2 fouls very quickly here for Mount Vernon here in these last 10 seconds.
Fitzgerald will pick up the foul. Flat will go to the free throw line. He has 4 points on 2 field goals. Flat, the 6-foot senior. Good athlete for Covenant Christian, quarterback of the football team. Puts his first free throw in there, like a coach's son would do. Is also in the game for Mount Vernon is Romani Wells, who's another one of that freshman class. Romani Wells is a 6'4" freshman for Mount Vernon. As Flat gets ready for the free throw number 2. Crawls over the rim, give him now 6 points.
Tony Flat with 6 points, but you've also seen him get a couple of assists. You've seen him be very unselfish with the ball as well.
Played a very nice floor game as we under 20 seconds to go here in the quarter. Mount Vernon looks to spread it out with a little weave to try to get a driving lane. Skip pass in the corner. 3 on the way is short. Battle for it. 6 seconds. Crane up ahead inside to number 31, Austin Humbert, but it's knocked away, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Covenant Christian in control from the beginning, takes a 6-point first quarter lead, and after one, it's 14-8 on IndianaSRN.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Welcome back to the campus of Covenant Christian High School. Covenant Christian leads Mount Vernon after the first quarter, 14-8. Had an 8-point lead at one time, John. and held on to a 6-point advantage. What do you see here come second quarter?
Yeah, I think Coach Flatt has to be very pleased with that first quarter. And as I was saying earlier in the quarter, I still look for Covenant to try to slow this down. They looked a lot more comfortable when the pace was a lot slower. Mount Vernon, I think, is going to try to pick it up here a little bit like we had there at the end of the quarter.
Good point. Mount Vernon only 3 field goals made, none by 3 behind the line, as the Warriors have switched up this defense, and they've gone to a little 2-3 zone here, John.
Yeah, we're wondering if that was before the pregame. We were talking about if they tried to do that to keep Mount Vernon honest. There's a nice 3.
Adam Hackett, he had a couple of those against Lawrence Central. He likes that baseline 3, drills it there, and cuts the lead in half. A nice start to the second quarter for the Marauders.
Yeah, great look there for Hackett. A 3-pointer and cut the lead in half just like that.
Wash to Flat, some other Marauders in there, including Neff Farrell, number 44, with the ball here on the post is Farrell. Tries to up and under. And also Paxton Bacon has checked in for Covenant as well. Bacon with the ball inside to Farrell. Farrell looks to penetrate, kick back out to Wash. He drives the lane and good.
Great look, great move inside there for Wash, finding the easy layup.
Kind of kept his dribble and got to an open spot. He was able to finish at the rim. As the Marauders now drive down the lane by Brianthal. No good. Julian Smith skies but couldn't get it to fall. And Teschendorf gets the rebound and is fouled.
Coach Flatt not too happy on that last possession, discussing things with the official.
Yeah, I think he thought Brianthal got his legs taken out. There was Coach Rhodes, thought that, but here's the corner. Out to Smith, 3. Let's see if this one goes. It does. 2 threes in a row now for Mount Vernon after not hitting one that first quarter, John.
Yeah, he's got a nice look there, and yeah, quick shot, and it's down to a 2-point game just like that.
When that shot's in rhythm, nice and comfortable, kicks out to Bacon, drives, and he'll draw the foul on Teschendorf. As we take a look at this replay, John, you see this drive by Wash.
Yeah, here's that great move, and Wash getting inside there for 2 points, and we got a timeout here.
And it's a full timeout. And we'll take it with him. You're watching IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the
And we're back after that timeout. Paxton Bacon to the line. The junior eyes the first one, and it's good. Good Indiana basketball, John. Both teams, I don't want to say the announcer's kiss here, but
don't pull a Jim Nance like the Thanksgiving game Thursday night.
Both teams haven't missed a free throw. Bacon eyes the second one, and it's good. Back to a 4-point Covenant advantage as here come the Marauders. They definitely have picked up the intensity. Smith drives, falling down. No call, pulled out of there by Farrell. And Flatt brings it across the timeline.
Nice defense underneath there by Covenant Christian, and Smith looks like he's going to try to take control of the offense a little bit. That's a pass you'd like to have back there.
Yeah, kind of hard to catch that one between the legs, but you got to credit, I think, the defense there. Julian Smith with a lot of ball pressure didn't make that an easy pass. And a turnover gives the ball to the Marauders. Now Covenant back to a man-to-man defense, but switching. Ertl from 3, got it.
That was way back there for Ertl. Nice shot, nice touch.
In the gym range for Luke Ertl for 7. And it's a 1-point Covenant lead. So they're working around the perimeter. And it's knocked out of bounds. Isaac Winiger in a game for Covenant. And the ball will stay here.
Mount Vernon looks like they're getting a little bit more aggressive here defensively, especially underneath the basket.
That's a good point, John. You can tell they've picked up the pace a little more defensively, and that's transitioned off also to the offensive end. Crane for three. He got another one. Andrew Crane, his second one of the night.
Oh, Mount Vernon picks up the defense inside, so Crane says, I'll just take a three-pointer out here. Leave me alone out here.
Had a little room, was able to step right into it. Brightenthal will take a three, and he got it. We're getting some offense going, John.
Yeah, nice touch there by Brightenthal.
Cuts it back down to one. Winiger has the ball. Isaac Winiger, the senior. Over to Bacon. And it's stolen away by Eli Brightenthal for two. 5 quick points by Eli Brightenthal gives Mount Vernon their first lead.
Yeah, Brightenthal stepping up defense there. Quite the athlete. As I mentioned earlier, going to see him play baseball at Xavier next year.
Flat drives, Bacon for three. Yes!
Wow, the pace has picked up.
Love me some offense, John. Good shooting by both teams, and Covenant answers back at 24-22. Ertl crosses over. Shot fake in the corner. Brightenthal, he'll drive. Jump stop. Underneath, got it. Brightenthal taking over.
Yeah, 7 straight points here for Brightenthal for Mount Vernon.
And ties it back at 24. Back and forth we go. What an electric second quarter. Wiedemeyer with the ball. He'll back it out. Hands it to Crane. Crane jump stop. Can't get it to fall. Tips out to Flat. Flat thought about the three. Shoots at that time. No good, but rebounded by Crane.
A third crack at it. I love the offensive rebound here for Covenant.
Crane shot fakes, and they'll reset. Tony Flat with the ball. 24-24, 3 minutes left. As they reset their man-to-man offense, Crane thinks about it. Over to Flat on the wing. Tries to drive, cut off. In the corner to Bacon for three. Got another one.
Yeah, you like that on the third attempt. A nice patient offense to get the shot they want, and a three-pointer for Bacon.
How about Paxton Bacon off the bench, John? Give him 8 solid points. And puts the lead back up to 27-24. Meanwhile, Julian Smith, a mid-range game. Pulls up from the elbow and knocks it down. Some really good offense here by both teams. Brightenthal tries to get the steal, but it's recovered by Farrell. Crane to Bacon. Out to Flat. 27-26 and down low to Flat. Good recover by Adam Hackett. Crane thought about another three. Inside little mismatch here with Farrell and Smith. Inside-outside game. Bacon for another three. Long, and that's the Carams corralled by Brightenthal. Smith from deep. Yes! Julian Smith from the concession stand. And a timeout by Covenant Christian in a back-and-forth second quarter. Covenant calls the timeout. And it's a 30-second timeout. Let's tell you about Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe is a new spot for breakfast or lunch, open Wednesday through Sunday. Try our classic breakfast or our sweet baked goods. Located in Lawrence, Indiana, Coach recommends the Sloppy Joes with extra pickles and mayonnaise. It's a great lunch. Check out Tam's at 6427 Oak Landing Road or carry out at 317-760-1640. John, what's been the difference for Mount Vernon in this second quarter?
Well, I tell you what, their offense has really picked up, and they're getting some key play off the bench here as well for Mount Vernon. Coach Rhodes likes to see that bench play that he's been getting here in this second quarter. Sorry about that. You look at the move there inside there for Breidenthal, who's really starting to take over here. 7 points here in this first half for Mount Vernon.
Yeah, we talked about Mount Vernon not hitting any threes that first quarter. I've got him for 5 in the second quarter. Eli Breidenthal was 7 points also on this quarter. They have picked up the pace and now lead 29-27 as we're nearing the end of the second quarter. Here's Flat with the ball screen. Breidenthal picks up another steal. Races down. Ertl couldn't quite get the handle. Nice hustle by Tanner Teschendorf. Tried to save it. I liked all of that.
Yeah, you sure like that hustle. You hate to see that with that hustle that Mount Vernon just unfortunate pass there that went out of bounds, but you still gotta love this hustle.
And maybe just to pass a dribble sooner, but you like the idea. There's unselfish play. Just couldn't quite execute it. I know certainly that Ertl's going as fast as he could, sprinting to get to that spot. But the turnover leads to a Covenant Christian possession. And, Crane with the miss, but the rebound followed by Neff Farrell, the 6'3" forward. How about Crane trying to do a little reverse George Mike in there, showing my age. Underneath, back out top to Smith for 3, short, but he follows his rebound and gets it to go. Julian Smith having a nice second quarter.
You like seeing that following the shot there as well. There for Julian Smith.
That's Jarrett Lewis's favorite plays, that following the shot. Extends Mount Vernon's lead to 4 with 30 seconds left. Let's see if Coach Flat holds for one shot. Tony Flat has the ball. Drives the right side. Lots of pressure. Flat falls over. And they're going to try to save the possession and call a timeout, I believe. I think Ertl dove on the floor to keep the ball in possession, and then Coach Rhodes may call it a 30-second timeout. It gives us an opportunity to tell you that Jack Cherry Insurance Agency, hey, we suggest you contact his team for all your insurance needs, whether it's family, car, business, home. An insurance company that serves you, that's Jack Cherry Insurance Agency. Contact them today at 317-894-7000.
I was talking earlier about Covenant Christian getting patient offensively. They're struggling to find some looks here. Mount Vernon's picked up the defense, and you like the aggressiveness from Mount Vernon and how they've picked up that defense, which I think is leading to this is leading towards Covenant Christian. Not so much slowing down the pace, but this defense from Mount Vernon, I think, is contributing to that.
Yeah, defense leading to offense for the Marauders. Just fantastic ball pressure. Even the simple passes are tough to execute for Covenant here in this second quarter. As we have 20 seconds left, looks like Covenant falls back into a 2-3 zone. As Julian Smith will cross the timeline. Let's see what develops. Ertl with the high ball screen to Smith in the corner to Hackett to Ertl. Pulls up from 15 and got it. Sweet stroke by Luke Ertl. And what a way for Mount Vernon to finish the second quarter. They scored 25 points in that second quarter, John, and lead by a score of 33-29.
Yeah, Mount Vernon shaking things up here and going from a 6-point deficit after one to a 4-point lead here at the half.
Well, we'll take a break here at halftime. We'll come back later on, and John will share some stats, and we'll break down the first half, what to expect maybe in the second half. You've got a good one here on IndianaSRN.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I've seen mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, In every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
Don't wait long.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
you want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
You know, when Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage. Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. Covenant Christian and Mount Vernon playing here tonight. Covenant Christian trails the Marauders of Mount Vernon 33-29. John, let's take a look at stats and tell us what you got so far.
Well, so far we've got Mount Vernon looking like they're shooting 13 for 24 from the floor. They hit 5 3-pointers there in that second quarter to lead for their 25-point effort. Covenant Christian 10 for 20, so you like both teams at 50% plus from the field in this game. Neither team has missed a free throw. And the thing that I liked in that first half was you saw the defenses pick up, but it was a pretty clean half as you only had 6 fouls called the entire half. Both teams protecting it fairly well with 6 turnovers. But if this first half is any indication, I think this second half is going to be a grinded out kind of ball game here.
Yeah, I really think this beginning of this third quarter is a big emphasis for both teams as we get ready to start this second half. We look at the upcoming games as we see this nice steal by Breidenthal going in for the layup by our producer Chuck Levine. Great job, Chuck, in capturing that, as well as Joel Mears, our cameraman. Covenant upcoming games, they'll play Friday, December 2nd against Covington. Covington right now is 2-0 on the year. And then they'll play Saturday, December 3rd against Cecina. Meanwhile, for Mount Vernon, their next game will be Tuesday night, November the 29th. They'll go to Decatur Central. Decatur Central started their season 1-0, and they'll play Saturday, December 3rd against Fishers, who is 0-1. So some tough games for Mount Vernon that lie ahead. We look at some of the scoring as well. Julian Smith with 12 points on 2 threes. 10 of those 12 points for Mount Vernon. And Julian Smith coming in that second quarter. Luke Ertl with 9. Eli Breidenthal with 7 all in the second quarter. Adam Hackett had 5. So only 4 players, John, for Mount Vernon in the scoring column. And meanwhile, we take a look at Covenant Christian. They're paced by a couple players with 8 points. Andrew Crane has 8 points on 2 threes. And Paxton Bacon had a big impact coming off the bench. Bacon with 8 points on 2 threes as well. Tony Flatt with 4 points. Wyatt Wash with 2 points. Isaac Niemeyer with 3 points. And Neff Farrell with 2 points. I think for Covenant, one of the things I'd like to see, or maybe you'd like to see if you're a Covenant fan, is to get Tony Flatt going. He didn't have any points there in that second quarter, and I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I think Tony Flatt would like him to get going here with 6 points here in the first half, but I did like what I saw from Flatt. He was getting the assist. When he didn't have the shot, he found his man that did, so he was able to be very unselfish with the ball and get the assist as well there in that first half.
John got me right. He's right. Flatt had 6 with 2 field goals and 2 free throws as we're ready to start. Covenant ball, and the Whites be going to the right towards their bench as we start the second half. He inbounds to Andrew Crane, and we're Ready to begin. Switching defense by Mount Vernon, man-to-man. Flat drives. Picks up his dribble. And they'll clear it to Wash. Wash to Laughlin. And over to Nehemiah. Flat now with it on the wing. Looks inside to Crane. Little mismatch. Mouse in the house, they say. Throwing him side to Crane, but well contested by Smith. And here comes Mount Vernon. Quickly down in the corners, Ertl. Drives to the left, in the lane. Nice kick out three is off by Hackett, but Mount Vernon gets the possession back. Hackett over to Bridenthal. He'll shoot a three, and Bridenthal gets his second three of the night.
Well, you like the offense that Bridenthal's been bringing you for Mount Vernon tonight.
And couple that with the senior leadership out there with that young backcourt. Bridenthal picked up the pace after not scoring that first quarter. Wash with the ball. And extra step.
Yeah, I thought I saw him pick up that pivot foot, and unfortunately for Covenant Christian, 2 turnovers here to start the third quarter.
So the turnover gives the ball to Mount Vernon. Trailed most of that first half, but a big spurt and some hot shooting. Got him over the hump. There's Bridenthal, another three.
Yeah, Covenant's going to have to put a body on him. He's really heating up, and it's got a quick timeout here in the second half for Coach Flatt.
Coach Flatt's going to take a 30-second timeout. Hey, Jack's Donuts has great donuts, made and served fresh every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by Jack's Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or a Jack's in your neighborhood. Jack's Donuts, the official donut of IndianaSRN and producer Chuck Levine. Chuck likes the one with the cream filling and the sprinkles on top. 10-point lead, John. Just like that.
Yeah, real quick for Mount Vernon, yeah, and this is danger time actually for Covenant Christian. It's going to be very important for them to not let this lead get any further than it is right now, as Mount Vernon obviously has picked up the defense very, very well here, as they've, as mentioned, forced 2 turnovers already here in the third quarter for Covenant Christian. So this is a big, big stretch of this game right now.
And you couple those 2 turnovers with 2 made threes, those are opportunities where you're not getting shots on your end, and the other team's maximizing their possession by getting 3-pointers. And we have a 6-point swing so far in this quarter, and another turnover as, again, that ball pressure and contested passing lane forces the Warriors into another turnover.
Yeah, that's the last thing you wanted to see if you're Coach Flatt, a turnover out of the timeout.
Julian Smith crosses the timeline. In the corner to Hackett, shot fakes. And then Teschendorf outside to Ertl. Ertl in the lane, throws it high, kind of got in the air and didn't know really what to do with it. And Crane comes away with the steal.
That could be a nice little momentum after here for Covenant, forcing the turnover at the other end.
Good defense by Mount Vernon, Tanner Teschendorf, as Ertl launches from back behind the line, no good. Julian Smith clears throughout the rebound. Bridenthal for 3, give him another one. Eli Bridenthal, 3 threes in the second half.
Yeah, I got 4 for 5 from 3-point range in the game for Bridenthal.
And 42-29, the largest lead of the game for Mount Vernon at 13. And Bridenthal didn't score in the first quarter, John.
Yeah, all this has been since the second quarter. Yes, he picked up the offense here for Mount Vernon, taking over offensively.
Sticky man-to-man defense, Flat in the middle. Hackett comes up with a steal. Ertl runs the lane and finishes.
Another timeout here for Coach Flatt, as unfortunately it's getting away from Covenant here. 11-0 to start the third quarter. Sorry, Coach.
And we'll take a timeout with them at 4:50 left here in the third. Mount Vernon up.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
John, a 33-29 Mount Vernon halftime lead is now up to 44-29. Tell us how it's happened.
Well, you're getting 3 threes here for Eli Breidenthal here in the third quarter, but the big key, I think, is the turnovers. Covenant Christian only 6 turnovers in the first half, already 4 here in the third quarter, and I think you can credit the Mount Vernon defense for that here as they're getting very aggressive defensively.
That Covenant Christian 6-point lead definitely woke up the Mount Vernon Marauders, and they have picked up their intensity since that first quarter. As the ball's thrown inbounds to Tony Flatt against the press. Flatt races it up the court. 3 on the way by Bacon. Paxton Bacon has now 11 off the bench, and just what Coach Flatt needed.
Absolutely, a much, much needed basket there for Covenant Christian.
And Julian Smith answers on the other end. Boy, these freshmen are just fearless at taking it to the basket.
Yeah, you like the way these freshmen are stepping up here for Mount Vernon here.
Bacon up top to Crane, in the corner to Flatt. Crane now post up against Julian Smith. The left-hander shoots it up. No good. Hackett clears, and here comes Mount Vernon.
Hey, Covenant, you might want to kick that out, try and get a little bit of a better shot than that, and it look like a little bit of a force.
Hackett for 3. That's off the iron. No. Smith can't get it. Hackett skies in for the rebound. And saved by Covenant. And they're going to call a blocking foul. A lot of times you'll see a foul after some little frustrations of missing some of those bunnies, and you saw that there on the foul.
One thing you're also seeing here that's led to this Mount Vernon here is their aggressiveness in getting to each offensive rebound. They had 3 cracks at it that last trip. Unfortunately, couldn't put it down, but they're starting to really take advantage of the offensive rebounding now as well.
Connor Shank has checked in for the Marauders. He's a 6-foot senior. Flatt brings it across the timeline. Also, Joe Midla is in for Covenant. Flatt holds the ball over to Crane. Cut off nicely by Breidenthal. They switch their defense. And here comes Sam Lowers in there as well. And Tony Flatt gets his first field goal of the second half.
Yeah, nice job there finding Flatt. Flatt getting open for the 2-point layup. See if this can get Covenant Christian on a little run here.
Smith turns around in the lane, in and out, no. Hackett with the rebound, and he'll draw the foul. 6'6" senior Adam Hackett gets the rebound, goes back up aggressively, and gets the foul call.
Again, Covenant Christian got the stop, but again, the offensive rebound once again for Mount Vernon to keep the possession alive.
I'm sorry, that's Romani Wells, the 6'4" freshman. I apologize, Romani. Nice free throw. We'll earn a second. Shot is up and good as well. And his first 2 points of the contest. Back up to a 12-point Mount Vernon lead. Flatt being pressured by Smith. As they work across the timeline, now Flatt on the left block. Kicks it outside. 3-pointer off and no good by Sam Warrior. And Warrior just checked into the game.
I think you're going to have to see for Covenant Christian, you're going to have to see Tony Flatt start taking control of the offense here for Covenant Christian.
Ertl with the ball, directing traffic, man-to-man defense. Has a little mismatch, drives, kicks in the corner, 3 on the way, it's good. Connor Shank, a 3-pointer. The assist to Ertl, back the other way, he's Bacon, he's off the front of the rim, no. Breidenthal clears the rebound. Kicks it ahead to Smith for 3. And it falls. Julian Smith now with 17.
Where they're all dropping for Mount Vernon now, Clark. 20-point game.
Just like that, it happened quick. Flat at the post, guarded by Breidenthal. Kicks it out to Crane for three, short. Breidenthal, and immediately they push in transition. Lane opens up, Breidenthal takes it to the hole. Eli Breidenthal, 11 in this quarter. Flat drives all the way down, and he's going to get fouled. As we see this replay, here it is in transition. Covenant moves the ball around. And Crane short on the three. Breidenthal pushes it ahead, and here you see the three-pointer Breidenthal rather, taking it to the hole.
Yeah, great move there for Breidenthal. He can beat you inside and outside, as it's showing tonight.
Flat to the free throw line. He's good. Flat now 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. Brady Fitzgerald checked in for Mount Vernon. He's a 6'4" junior. As the second free throw by Flat is off. And here comes Mount Vernon. Ertl with the bounce pass. Stolen away. Milled up ahead to Tony Flat for two.
Nice job forcing that turnover and then getting the layup for Flat. See if that can get Covenant Christian going here.
Nice pass by Midla as well. Ertl from deep. Got it. Luke Ertl now with 14.
Got that one from the airport, Clark.
And it took off, right to its destination. One-way trip. Covenant with the ball. Flat and baseline, tries to get around Wells. Up top. Lauer's blocked. Here comes Mount Vernon, a nice look-ahead bounce pass. Smith couldn't finish.
Yeah, a little bit out of control there underneath the basket.
Nice long bounce pass, a thing of beauty as Crane brings it across the timeline. Drives and kicks. Three on the way is no good. Crane gets the rebound, goes back up and scores. Andrew Crane gets his first field goal. And Covenant's going to take a timeout.
I think only leaves them with one timeout now.
And it's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Mount Vernon on top on IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. It's been all Mount Vernon since the second quarter, really, John, as they are up now to a 19-point advantage.
Yeah, you like the way Mount Vernon, they've picked up that defense, have forced 5 Covenant Christian turnovers here in the third quarter, and the offense picking up through Breidenthal here in this game as well.
Yeah, they've started to make some shots. They've picked up their intensity on the defensive end, as you mentioned. And they've gone from a 14-8 first quarter deficit to up by 19 as Ertl on the attack. Nice jump stop. Couldn't get it to fall, and Crane collects the rebound. And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. Mount Vernon with a 58-39 advantage.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Covenant Christian High School. As we start the fourth quarter of play, John Mount Vernon takes a 4-point halftime lead and extends it up to 19.
Yeah, this has been basically a tale of two games ever since that first quarter when Covenant Christian had that 14-8 lead. Mount Vernon really picking up that defensive pressure against Covenant Christian, forced 5 turnovers in that third quarter for Covenant Christian. If Covenant Christian wants to make a run, they're going to have to make it here in this first 3 minutes or so is going to be the key for them.
Well, you got to find some offense. Down 19. Scored 14, 15, and 10 respectively in each quarter, which has been pretty good, but this Mount Vernon offense is clicking on all cylinders as Tanner Teschendorf gets a nice feed by Hackett and gets his first field goal.
That was actually a pretty good defense there for Covenant Christian. Just Teschendorf with a strong move and put it over the defenders.
Neff Farrell checked into the game for Covenant. Ball goes down inside to Flat, double team. They work it across to Bacon for 3, in and out, no. Scramble rebound is controlled by Laughlin. And Covenant resets. Farrell in the high post, working on Bridenthal, outside to Bacon. He'll drive down the middle, back to Farrell, bodies his way in, and a nice 2 by Neff Farrell. He's got 4.
Yeah, nice strong move in there for Farrell for the 2 points. Keeping the possession alive off the offensive rebound there.
Covenant changing the defense to like a 3-2.
I think you're going to have to see Covenant get a little bit more aggressive defensively here, try and force some turnovers.
Well, let's see if it'll take those Mount Vernon possession. Maybe they'll want to shoot those threes a little quicker as a held ball between Neff and Hackett. And possession arrow favors Covenant Christian.
They got the stop there. Now let's see if they can take advantage on the offensive end here.
Well, and to that point, John, there's no 19-point shots, right? You got to take it one possession at a time. You got to win each possession. They've gotten better at not turning the ball over as they started off the third quarter. So you just got to play one possession at a time as they work it around to the right side. Nehemiah in the corner to Flat. Works on Smith. Ball's tipped. And the outside official, they'll talk. The outside official corrects. Good teamwork by our officials.
Yeah, I think this one official was blocked out and he didn't see the ball tipped, but clearly it was tipped and the right call's made here.
So Laughlin inbounds to Flat. And Covenant has possession. Flat drives, kicks to the corner. Floater is blocked as Nehemiah's shot is blocked, and then Mount Vernon races ahead and in transition throws it out of bounds for a turnover.
Yeah, rare offensive mistake here in the second half for Mount Vernon, just their second turnover of the second half.
Flat catches the inbounds. And he'll bring it across the timeline, being pressured by Julian Smith.
Covenant Christian likes the patient offense, but if down 19, they may have to start pushing it here a little bit.
Flat with the ball on the baseline. Up top as they working around the perimeter to Bacon. And Bridenthal steps in, throws it off of Farrell. And that should be Mount Vernon's ball as we see it blocked here by Hackett. to start that transition play. And
actually going to give the ball to Covenant, it looks like.
I don't know if it went off Breidenthal or if he was out of bounds when he threw it.
That has to be what they're calling. They must have said his foot was on the end line.
Or maybe they're not sure and just called a jump ball and alternating possession. Either way, Covenant has the ball. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. I was just going to say that's a great look, and that's the offensive series you need if you're going to try to get back in this ball game.
Quick, easy shot for Neff Farrell. He's now got 6. And let's see if Covenant stays in that 3-2 set. They will. Tony Flatt up top. Kind of a little matchup zone, so to speak. As a kick ball, they won't reset the shot clock, but at least they'll get the ball out of bounds.
Man, shot clock. There's been a lot of talk about shot clock in Indiana. You talk to 100 people, 50 say they'd like it, 50 say they'd like to keep it like it is.
Breidenthal in the corner. Can't leave him open.
Oh, when Covenant Christian goes on a little run, leave it to Breidenthal. 21 now for Breidenthal.
21 points. And none in the first quarter. So he's had a real nice second and third quarter. Flat in the corner to Bacon. Hackett chases him off the three-point line. Breidenthal clears the rebound. Behind the back dribble. And in transition, they pull to Julian Smith.
Let's see if Mount Vernon gets a little bit more patient offensively with a 20-point lead here. Clock down to 4.5 minutes.
Well, with Covenant sitting in the zone, you can be patient as they trap that first pass. Throw it up to Hackett. He can't finish. Gathers his own rebound and scores. Adam Hackett. He now has 7.
We like all-around balance. Breidenthal the leader, but you got balance all the way around for Mount Vernon. Coach Rhodes has to like what he sees there tonight.
Hackett knocks it out of Flatt's hand halfway through the fourth quarter. It's a 22-point Mount Vernon lead on the strength of a second and third quarter. They won the second quarter, John, 25-15, and the third quarter, 25-10.
Yeah, that's 50 points there combined between the second and third quarters. That's going to win you a lot of ball games at the high school level if you can run that kind of offense.
Range pass, little flex cut by the Warriors. They get the loose ball to Neff. Neff Farrell drives baseline, and it's off the foot of Mount Vernon. It'll stay here with the possession.
I am liking what I'm seeing on Covenant Christian offensively by Farrell. He's been bringing some good minutes off the bench offensively for Covenant tonight.
Farrell's a 6'3" forward. He's got 6 points. And been very uncertain. He's got the ball in certain situations, kind of knows his limits as he shoots a 3 and just a little short. He heard us talking about him, John.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe a little bit out of his range, but, trying to come back here. It was open, so might as well take it.
It wasn't a bad shot. Smith in the corner for 3. He got it. Julian Smith, his 4th 3. That gives him 20.
I've got that as 13 three-pointers made tonight for Mount Vernon, all since the second quarter.
All since the second quarter. 13 threes will win you a lot of games. And it opens up the offensive end to the drive and the paint game. How about Neff Farrell? A little Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah.
Spin fade away off the glass. Smith open for 3 again. That's long. And rebound is checked in the game as Romani Wells, and he'll draw the foul. Where Wells will go to the free throw line, where he's 2 for 2. Romani Wells, John, another one of those freshman players that getting valuable time early in the season.
Yeah, these freshmen that Coach Rhodes has really bringing some valuable minutes here for Mount Vernon. Anxious to see them develop as the year goes on.
Wells hits his second free throw. It gives him now 3. And a 24-point advantage. Flat brings it across the timeline, guarded closely by Ertl. And he'll lose it out of bounds. Coach Flat wanting a little hands on that defense. Maybe a push, but didn't get the call. Ertl drives down the other end. That's Brady Fitzgerald back in the game. Connor Shank as well. Ertl out to Shank. Covenant back into man-to-man. Fitzgerald in the corner. Is off and no good by Teschendorf. And here comes Flat. They'll call a reach-in foul, I believe, on Ertl. That's Ertl's second team foul.
If I can, we've got a quick update from the 5A high school football. Whiteland leads Valparaiso 7-0.
7-0 the Whiteland Warriors. Off the backboard pass by Austin Humbert. That's pretty impressive improvisation. Hey, let's get the ball to Crane in the post. Nice job by Crane of tracking that ball. He'll go to the free throw line, his first attempts. And he rattles that one out. Crane with 10 points.
He's been very valuable for Covenant Christian tonight as well. Senior.
Crane gets the second one to fall. And with 2 minutes remaining, Mount Vernon leads comfortably. Fitzgerald to Wells. To Shank. He drives, loses control. And that should go out. Yep. Good call there by the officials working together. Covenant will get the possession.
Like the pressure defense Covenant showing there, forcing the turnover.
Midla brings it across the timeline to Flat. Humbert to Crane. Covenant looking for an open shot. Wash drives down the lane and it's stolen. A nice play there by Teschendorf to slow it up. 3 on the corner is no good by Wells, and there'll be a foul called. And with 1:21, it'll be Covenant Christian ball.
It's one of those shots there by Wells. If you're Coach Rhodes, you may like to see them just kind of put that back out and run a little bit of clock.
Yeah, play the game a little bit. Your clock's your friend. You need that thing to run down. It's man-to-man defense. Switching all night. Humbert down the lane, blocked from behind by Smith. As they push it ahead. Dalen King is also in the game. Loose ball, Wells goes up, and he's going to draw the foul on Isaac Winiger.
This is going to be a nice win here for Mount Vernon, coming off their season opening loss they had there, and big game coming up with Decatur Central. Get a little bit of momentum going into that game.
Yeah, then they have a contest at home with Very Good Fishers Tigers Ball Club on Saturday, December the 3rd. Covenant will play next Friday, December 2nd, against Covington. As Wells missed both free throws. And Covenant with the ball, loose ball. Midlet loses control of it there. Wells brings it down. Moves up, and it's contested and blocking with 30 seconds to go. Medlow across the timeline. Over to Wash. Over to Weininger. Wash for 3. Got it. Wyatt Wash. Has 5 points.
Nice touch there by Wash, getting the 3-point shot to go down. Probably going to be the last shot of the game here.
As looks like Mount Vernon's just content with holding the ball. Dalen King has it, and they'll run out the clock. And that'll do it for the game, 69-46. Mount Vernon on top. John, after that first quarter, you got to be impressed with Mount Vernon's response.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Mount Vernon shook things up a little bit, got Covenant Christian very uncomfortable. Defense picked up, and, yeah, you like what you see, especially from these freshmen. I love what these freshmen are bringing to the floor for Mount Vernon.
Look at some of the scoring for Covenant Christian. Tony Flatt and Andrew Crane and Paxton Bacon all leading the way for the Warriors with 11 points each. Wyatt Wash with 5 points, Isaac Niemeyer with 3 points, and Neff Farrell with 8 points. Our player of the game, though, Eli Bridenthal, there you see it on the screen, 21 points, 8 of 11 field goals. All that coming after the first quarter, John. He put on a show.
Yeah, Eli Bridenthal is fun to watch tonight. And like you said, all 21 of those points since the second quarter as Covenant Christian held them scoreless in that first quarter. So I think he's going to be a nice offensive weapon for Mount Vernon this year as well.
Let's take a look at some upcoming games for IndianaSRN. Tuesday, November the 29th, boys basketball action. You have Greenwood Christian Academy going up against Park Tudor. That game tips off at 7:30. You also have Greenfield Central girls basketball at Chittard. That also starts at 7:30 as well. So we look forward to bringing you those upcoming contests. John, final thoughts?
Well, like I said, Mount Vernon, this is a great bounce-back win after that season-opening loss, and I think this will be a nice little momentum booster going forward. And Covenant Christian, this is still a very good basketball team. You got 2 more home games coming up. This is one just after the first quarter. Just put it in the rearview mirror, come back out fresh against Covington coming up their next game.
69-46 is our final for producer Chuck Levine, cameraman Joel Mears, and my partner John Lester. This is Clark Chafin. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.